Hi, I'm Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Hour Crisis, and in this video I wanted to give you a guide for the Cave of Gi Very Hard Crisis dungeon. Cave of Gi is an ice and earth dungeon with 3 bosses being weak to earth and then remaining 2 are weak to ice. And if you don't have earth, it's still fine because no bosses have ice resistance. Zetant Ratel is the final boss, and then we have 3 very known bosses like Baloir King, Scorpion Sentinel and those Vajradhara twins, and the only newer boss is Catoblepas, but we already had him in Spring Event and another dungeon as well. But Zetant Ratel and Vajradharas are immune to attack debuffs. Catoblepas has increased magic resistance, but most of the other bosses aren't very hard to deal with. But by the way, only Vajradharas aren't immune to poison, so I wouldn't recommend bringing it for this dungeon. And all bosses have sigil phases, so you could bring X sigil if you want to be safe. In previous dungeons we always had those invisible and unskippable random encounters, but here for the first time we have those flowing balls on the dungeon map that are random encounters, but now it's up to us if we want to engage with them or not. But I still think it's a good idea because you can build up your limit gauges much faster and prepare for the bosses. And because the bosses don't seem to be very hard, there are many routes you could take, but I personally think defeating Scorpion Sentinel first is good because he can hurt us quite a lot with its laser. But we also have 3 rare chests in this dungeon, 2 normal ones, and then there's a last rare item that's hidden, but you can't miss it because it's literally next to the final boss. Of course, this dungeon is designed for Vincent and his Earth Limit Break banner, so if you pulled, you should have a very easy time here. Earth, Vincent and Lucia both actually, but Yuffie has physical Earth Arcanum too, but Baloir and Zetant are weak to magic, so she wouldn't be ideal. However, if you didn't pull and don't have Earth at all, I think bringing ice and non-elemental weapons should be more than fine. And I only don't recommend bringing fire weapons because both Catoblepas and Scorpion Sentinel have a strong resistance to that element. So currently as it is, we have many options and characters we could bring. Aerith and Matt are always a great support, but I'll be using Cloud, Sephiroth and Zack. Both Cloud and Sephiroth are my DPS and Zack will be my healer and debuffer, and I have a lot of equipment slots empty and I only brought the necessary equipment, so you could equip stat sticks to boost your attack and other stats, or bring any other utilities you think you might need. Zack has Cave Archer outfit with Leviathan in limit slot, then Twinkling Star in main weapon slot for debuffs, with Cura in all Q materia slot for AoE heals, Arc Sword for MDEF debuffs, then Ice Breach materia and a single target Cura. In sub-equipment slot, Zack has 2 healing weapons, Centipede and Marching Horn, both with buff debuff extension, so Zack has 13.1 HP, 2.4 heals and some higher defenses from materia. Cloud has Ice Arcanum outfit with Shiva and Stream Saber in main weapon slot for Ice DPS, Glaven is in secondary for buffs and debuffs, and then just in case I have Exeter, but I don't think it'll be needed. In sub-equipment slot I only have Bald Eagle, so Cloud has 12.2 HP, 3.6 P attack and relatively low defenses. Lastly, I have Sephiroth with Lethal Style outfit and Mega Flare, then Protector's Blade for DPS and Kuja for attack debuffs if needed, and X Sigil just in case. In sub-equipment slots I only have Power Soul for HP, so Sephiroth has 11.6 HP, 3.4 M attack and pretty low defenses as well. So first collect this chest, and it should be here 2 summon charges, Mega Elixir, then summon charges are here. But before we go to the boss, Sentinel is here, I want to take care of those encounters to get my stance to max a lot quicker and maybe get some progress on my limit breaks. But they shouldn't be hard to take care of with just those dogs. They will debuff your physical defense, but it still will be fine. And then the next one. But also here's the blue chest, so ideally you will have to go through one of them. Really? He just ignored me? Fine. But yes, you don't have to engage them, you can just go around so they don't attack you. Those Mama Baloirs, they will buff their magic defense, but they are still fine. I will just keep healing with Zac. And then the last one. It's those frogs again, but that's fine. And actually, I think Cloud already has Shiva ready. If not, it'll be just one more hit, but we're ready to pretty much nuke the boss. So first, Ice Breach and Homing Blast. Cloud also buffed himself, and this should be an easy kill. Perfect. If there will be something remaining, just finish it off, but Shiva already does quite a lot of damage here, and it should be dead regardless. And here it depends if you have any earth weapons. I do not recommend bringing this because ice potency is important for another boss for Catoblepas, so I would not pick this. If you have Vincent or Lucia or any earth, sure, pick this, but I will just go and pick war resistance because nothing else actually helps me. Here should be 2 summon charges. No, never mind then. We have one more chest. But actually, so I think I just quickly checked on the map, but I will engage with this one and see if I can get any more of my limit charges a little bit quicker, because Zac will be ready and the frog is resistant to water, so his limit break will be useless against them. So I can actually use Zac for those twins. And perfect. So Vajradharas. They are immune to any debuffs, so don't bother. And that's already nice progress. So I will actually switch back to Sephiroth. Just anything here. We'll not be able to defeat them. We're pretty close, but at least we can heal after this. But they don't really do much damage. And I think we should be fine here. Oh, never mind. This one is left so quickly with Cloud. They will not attack us for a few more seconds, then it should be a sigil phase, but you should be able to kill them pretty quickly. And if you want, go for Ice Potency. I think this is very good. If you are unsure, go for Magic Attack and Magic Defense, but I think it's not needed, and if you're using any Ice DPS, this will help you a lot. Because Lightning Potency, it should be just Zetant Ratel, but we want to nuke him as quickly as possible. So this is College. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure we could have had... Yeah, sorry, we already have summon charges. I just missed it. Because ideally I want to use this. Just one here. Because the issue is Catoblepas resists magic attack quite a lot, and Mega Flare will not nuke him. It will just tickle him more likely. I already tried it once, so not worth it. So, Zac, quickly debuff. And we should be fine to nuke. Mega Flare is really powerful if the boss doesn't resist magic. Then it's just Orbital Strike, that's all. But also don't be afraid of using items, because you can score much higher with using items, because you get much higher scores than without them. I tried it multiple times and it always works. Magic Defense again, I would just take this, because we are not using any earth weapons, so it just benefits us most. And here I will actually use Blizzard Cocktail on Cloud, because he's my Ice DPS, and we should be fine to go. He's also close to being ready with Shiva. And here first. Should be just one more, and after this flare we should be fine with Cloud. If you have Ice Breach or any ice debuffing weapon, just do this, and I would still use Shiva, because that's a lot of damage, and you get a higher score with it. Last chance abilities, and this, it doesn't really matter because we already are done, so it's up to you. I would pick this, but it really doesn't matter. It's one of those random ones that don't really benefit us unless you have some utilities for it, but we just have Zetant Ratel, so I will use Mega Elixir because everyone will have their limits ready, and we'll just nuke him and finish off whatever is remaining. Never mind, I will actually use the Blizzard Cocktail on Cloud too, so his Shiva hits a little bit harder and we should be fine. So here, Cloud buff himself, Zac debuff magic defense of the boss, and then we're good to use our limit breaks. Actually summons, but that's the same thing. And lastly, the nuke. If your team is much more powerful, Mega Flare can just nuke him alone, and you don't need any more limit breaks or summons with it. You don't even need to finish him off afterwards. Just And done. I think this dungeon is quite a lot easier than the last one we had. Catoblepas is nothing compared to the Baloir King we had in the last one. And that one, it was a surprise, I didn't expect that. And it definitely is a S+. Let's see how much. Yeah, it's a really good score. So anything above 800,000 and you have a S+, so it really doesn't matter. We just want S+ for all the highest rewards, but that should be it. I hope you found this guide helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.